This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. Hi, this is Joe Rabil. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you two time frames side by side, and I want to show how we're looking for two in two time frames using the 18 MA as our guideline. What we're going to do is look at price action as well, and we're also going to look at MACD and show you how to find this. I think one of the better opportunities in trading is where we have two time frames simultaneously giving us a very, very similar signal. So let's go ahead and get into this. Just briefly, if you're interested in learning more about trend and momentum, as well as MACD and ADX in multiple time frames, you can go to rabilstockresearch.com/book. I'm offering at a discount on the PDF version. So if you have an interest, go ahead and take a look. Okay, let's start out with this image that I've done here. And, you know, if you understand the stages that a stock can go through, we have a stage one, which is a basing pattern. The stage two is the uptrend. Stage three is a topping pattern. Stage four is the downtrend. Okay, and then that pattern will repeat. And this will happen not only in a single time frame, but it happens in every single time frame. So in black, I've got the 18-month, the black line sort of showing us what that would be taking place on a monthly chart, how we'd see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get another bottom, a new basing stage, and then we start a new uptrend at the end. And then if you look at the red line, there's a miniature version of what's taking place on the bigger time frame on the weekly. So the red is showing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, meaning we make a bottom, we have an uptrend, we make a topping pattern, then we go through a downtrend. But that downtrend, that 4, is actually taking place while the larger time frame is turning to the upside. And then what we're trying to find is a match. We're looking for a 2 on the longer term time frame and a 2 on the smaller time frame. So we'll have two different time frames. Now, I'm going to show you an example here in a second on a live chart that's actually a weekly and a daily instead of a monthly and a weekly. It can be used in any two time frames. But I think if you keep this mentality in mind, like if you're focused on what you're trying to identify, and that's essentially a new start, a new uptrend starting on two consecutive time frames, it's going to dramatically improve your timing. So let's go ahead and look at this example. So I'm using the XLK ETF. And what I've done on this chart is I've expanded the, if we look at the 18, I've made it a more bold line, more than the 40. It's a thicker line because what I want you to do is I want you to focus in on that 18 and the slope of that 18 and what price is doing around it. And if we look at what's actually taking place, if we did the bigger picture pattern, all right, we've got a break of the downtrend line and then we make a move up, and then we come back and test the 18, which is rising for the first time on this chart. You see how this turned down and has started to turn to the downside, and then we came back and found support right at the 18. Well, that's the 2. In that picture I'm showing you, that's the first pullback to a rising 18, and that is essentially the 2 on this time frame. Now, I've circled this area. That's the second area here on the chart. And if you notice, we had through this correction phase, this pullback. We always start with the higher time frame. So we're looking for a pullback to a rising 18 on one time frame. Then we go to the smaller time frame. And if you notice, it was rising and then it started to decline. And now right here, right around the middle of March, which happens to be where we get this big green bar, is where the 18 starts to turn up on this time frame. Now, we don't have a perfect little pullback setup. It just turns, and you can see the 18 is turning at the same time as this is crossing. So we have a rising 18 when we're touching that rising 18, and then we have a rising 18 here. Very similar to the picture that I'm showing you, two two twos, right? A two here and a two here. Now, how do we know that we're not going to get a higher low? And again, a lot of this stuff is going to be out of my course, but if you go down and you look at what MACD is doing, you can see that the MACD is actually correcting back down to the zero line on the smaller time frame. It didn't break the zero line, didn't show any real overrun. It just came down towards it. And that's where you know you can probably be a little bit more aggressive as you're crossing that 18 MA line. When you go and look at the weekly chart, it was coming from underneath and then pinching in towards the 18 on the higher time frame. So that's actually a pinch play, another pattern out of my book. And if you look at that as so if you get a break of the downtrend line and then you get a pinch on the higher time frame, that's usually a pretty timely situation if you're pulling back to the 18. On the lower time frame, it is going to depend on what's taking place on MACD. Now, if we go back to an earlier signal, and I do want to point this out, even though this was below the breakdown, this circle here showed a pretty interesting pattern because it came down and it did come down below the 18, but you see how it pinched? It pinched down here and we had no selling strength on the sell-off because the ADX is low and red DI can't get above 25. So we have a pinch on this time frame, and on the lower time frame, we actually get pretty significant overrun. Now, to follow the pattern in the book, which is essentially where we want to find a price above a rising 18 in two time frames. If you notice, what we need to do is we need to have this cross above and pull back. Now, because there's overrun, that's what we'd be looking for anyway. And then we get a pinch back towards the MACD here, and we get a pullback towards the 18 on this time frame. And that coincides with a crossover where the 18 is rising on this time frame. So it's a miniature version of the same thing. It's what I would consider to be more of a trading play because you're doing it before you get the actual two on the higher time frame, but something that you could be on the lookout for if you get a pullback to two consecutive time frames, pull back to an 18 on two consecutive time frames, and you have, in this case, two pinch plays. This is a two time frame pinch play. You can take that trade for a trading play. It's not necessarily for a trending play. Whereas on this turn where you break the downtrend line and then pull back to the 18, that is something you can play for a trend. So the first one is more of a trade and the second one is more of a trending play. So I hope this makes sense. I know the way I did this might have mixed you up a little bit, but I wanted to make sure you understand that if we have a break of the downtrend line and then we get a pullback to the 18, that's our starting point. That's really the highest probability trade that you're going to find is the two that coincides with the break of the trend line. If you can find that and you have MACD helping you on both time frames, and you can get a pullback to the 18 in two time frames, you've got the makings of a winning trade. So if you can start from there and then learn from this, learn as the price sets up on this setup, on this specific setup, learn the different nuances that can take place that give you opportunities that aren't maybe picture perfect. Because the fact of the matter is the market's not going to set up perfectly every single time. So you want to be aware of these kind of patterns developing as well. All right. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks.